Genesis 14. Abram saves Lot. Amraphel was the king of Babylon. Arioch was the king of Elasar. Kedorlaomer was the king of Elam. And Tidal was the king of Goyim. They went to war against 5 other kings. They were Bera, king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemeber, king of Zeboyim, and the king of Bela. Bela was also called Zoar. These 5 kings all gathered their armies together in the valley of Siddim. It was also called the Valley of the Dead Sea. For 12 years, Kedorlaomer had ruled over them, but in the 13th year they opposed him. So in the 14th year, Kedorlaomer and the kings who helped him went to war. They won the battle against the Rephites in Ashtaroth-Karnaim. They also won the battle against the Zuzites in Ham and the Amites in Shaveh-Kiriathaim. They did the same thing to the Horites in the hill country of Seir. They marched all the way to El-Paran near the desert. Then they turned back and went to En-Mishpat. En-Mishpat was also called Kadesh. They took over the whole territory of the Amalekites. They also won the battle against the Amorites who were living in Hazezon Tamar. Then the kings of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboyim, and Bela marched out. Bela was also called Zoar. They lined up their armies for battle in the valley of Siddim. They got ready to fight against Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goyim, Amraphel, king of Babylonia, and Arioch, king of Elasar. There were 4 kings against 5. The valley of Siddim was full of tar pits. The kings of Sodom and Gomorrah ran away from the battle. Some of their men fell into the pits, but the rest escaped into the hills. The 4 kings took all the things that belonged to Sodom and Gomorrah. They also took all their food and then left. They carried away Abram's nephew Lot and the things he owned. Lot was living in Sodom at that time. A man escaped and came to report everything to Abram. Abram was a Hebrew. He was living near the large trees of Mamre the Amorite. Mamre was a brother of Eshcol and Aner. All of them helped Abram. Abram heard that Lot had been captured, so he called out his 318 trained men. All of them were sons of his servants. Abram and his men chased their enemies as far as Dan. During the night, Abram separated his men into groups. They attacked their enemies and drove them away. They chased them north of Damascus as far as Hobah. Abram took back everything the kings had taken. He brought back his nephew Lot and the things Lot owned. He also brought back the women and the other people. After Abram won the battle over Kedorlaomer and the kings who helped him, he returned home. The king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh. It was also called the King's Valley. Melchizedek was the king of Jerusalem. He brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of the Most High God. He gave a blessing to Abram. He said, "May the Most High God bless Abram. May the Creator of heaven and earth bless him. Give praise to the Most High God. He gave your enemies into your hand." Then Abram gave Melchizedek 1/10 of everything. The king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the people. Keep everything else for yourself." But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I have raised my hand to make a promise to the Lord. He is the Most High God. He is the creator of heaven and earth. I've said I will not accept anything that belongs to you. I will not take even a thread or the strap of a sandal. You will never be able to say, I made Abraham rich. I'll accept only what my men have eaten and what belongs to Anir, Eshcol, and Mamre. These 3 men went with me. Let them have their share.